The Miami Heat have added Victor Oladipo.
Coming back, huh? Back to Miami. Off the injury. Take a flyer on Victor. The rich get richer down in South Beach. Get the white linen press. DJ Irie going for his 4th ring.
Miami has really done a good job this offseason. Miami and Chicago, I think, are the 2 winners. And then you throw the Lakers in there as well. But
let's not turn our nose up at a guy who gave the United States 25 in the Olympics, joining the 4 seed in the East. Let's not turn up some of those moves.
Yes, but
bringing
know
back
that
a former MVP, a former Big East Player of the Year, re-signing a man in Nerlens Noel as top 5 blocks and backup centers in the NBA. Let's not turn our nose up at Alec Burks, who is able to go out and give you 20 in black Air Force Ones. Let's not poo-poo this.
An impressive performance. No one's really done that since Sheed, I don't believe. But you are aware that the Knicks will be, there's a regression to the mean there for the Knicks. Like, they are going to come back down to earth. So you're probably looking
when
at
their core is all ascending, and and the Miami Heat's hiring or bringing on broken down Victor Oladipo, and the New York Knicks have a top 4 player, 21 and under on the planet, and they have an all-star entering the prime of his career. What are you talking about? What planet do you live on?
An all-star? Are you talking about Julius Randle?
An all-star entering the prime of his career.
An absolute no-show in the playoffs.
Second-team All-NBA. Should have been first-team All-NBA over that imposter Kawhi.
Your most important player in a playoff series that you lost
growing pains.
Was Derrick Rose, who can't play more than 25 minutes a game.
He walked off the court with a migraine once. He won 6 titles after that. Who knows what Julius Randle will do?
He ain't winning 6 titles. And you call your Kawhi thing, man. I'll let it go because I can't really defend it.
Has he signed yet, or is he still holding another franchise hostage? Because this will be his 3rd franchise now that he has held hostage. We should just call him Ransom. That's what he is. Because he is.
Give me back my son.
He's the old Mel Gibson, Ron Howard movie. That's who Kawhi Leonard is.
Great movie.
Great movie. Great cast. Another Russo.
Great cast. Russo. Rene Russo. Gary Sinise.
Hits in the 90s. Who was Rene Russo's agent in the 90s? Getting rolls.
They live in a house in the hills right now.
Near Kawhi, probably, in some bunker where he doesn't come out, doesn't let people know what he's thinking. Why isn't he signed? If you're Kawhi Leonard, why have you not signed?
Hey, look, man, I can't answer these. No one can answer these questions. I barely know what the man sounds like.
Kawhi can't answer the question.
But I'm sure he's going to do whatever's best for business.
Can you imagine going into your boss and saying, give me $40 million to do rehab, but I'm not going to guarantee that you're going to benefit from that investment in my rehab experience? That's a wild thing that's happening right now.
I think we should just try that. Next, when Rich is back in a couple weeks, let's just be like, hey, Rich, let me just throw this business proposal at you.
So, Rich, you're going to pay me for a year. I'm not going to work. And then a year from now, we can discuss if I'm going to continue to work here or not.
And that's what Kawhi Leonard's doing.
Because if he had wanted to sign for the max, he just would have. They would have signed a 1-year deal and then an extension for 4, or signed a 5-year big deal. Like Steph Curry just signed a big deal. Steph Curry's going to be making, what,
Steph
Curry $50 million a year?
By the way, good for him. Yeah, he's going to he signed a 4-year extension at $215. I mean, just doing some quick math there, that's like, what, 51 and change?
And it's so interesting where, certain players, you're paying them for past accomplishments. Other players, you're betting on them, hoping for what they can do in the future. So for Steph, it's a thank you for your service. It's we built this new arena, so let's give you some credit for that. Let's continue to have our brand be an international brand now because of what Steph Curry's been able to do. So they're rewarding him for services rendered, as well as him being towards the height of his powers, had an MVP-worthy season and played phenomenal with the cast of kids up there. So
also,
now,
kind of like you said, rewarding past experience. I mean, he was on a very extremely friendly. I think he won an MVP when he was on a 4 for $40 deal or something. So they're kind of rewarding him for taking a mega discount
too. It's good
very
business
good
to do. If you're the Warriors, you want Steph to be a Warrior for life, do the whole thing with the family 20 years from now, coming out to center court. You want that, right?
And I also feel like when you look at Steph Curry and you look at a guy like Chris Paul, who also signed this mega deal, who's 36 years old. So Chris Paul, when he's 37, 38, is going to be making upward, more than $30+ million a year. Would you rather pay Chris Paul that number at that age or Steph Curry the $50 million at 37? I think that Steph Curry at 37 and you're getting much more in your return.
I don't know. Aisha's a chef, and I don't think she's going fully plant-based. I feel like there's some meat recipes happening in that household, and Chris went full vegan. So
it doesn't help him stay healthy in the playoffs.
Healthier. I mean, Steph Curry's someone who's rolled a few ankles too. And if you're the Warriors, are you nervous about the back end of that contract? Probably not, just because, like you said, you're paying him for services rendered. With the Heat rolling on Oladipo, you do hold your breath a little bit because Victor, unfortunately, has had some injuries the last couple of years. Do they have terms of the deal?
It's just a 1 year.
Just a 1 year.
So it's kind of bet. It's one of those bet on yourself deals that we're seeing a lot of guys do.
They kept Tyler Hero, kept Duncan Robinson, said goodbye to Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah, so you're bringing Oladipo to kind of take the Nunn spot, and hopefully, that ticket cashes out pretty well.
That's an upgrade right there.
Yeah, I think so. If
a
he's
guy
healthy.
Whose claim to fame is that my friend Dan Fleischman bought $10,000 worth of his cards. That's his accolade right now. You pass on him, and now you have Victor Oladipo, a former All-Star, a great karaoke contestant out there, and he's going to go and play in Miami.
Which character was he on The Masked Singer?
I think he was a porcupine?
Something like that. I think you're right.
I think he made Ken Jeong cry on The Masked Singer.
I mean, who hasn't at this point? Ken Jeong cried on this show, I believe.
It's great. It's like, wow, you see Tyrese as a walrus, and you just get emotional.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.